I am jacked in and ready to go. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. It's Jose here, welcoming you to another episode of Amazing Worlds, where today I am going to be reviewing Neuromancer by American-Canadian author William Gibson. Neuromancer is a classic of the sci-fi genre. If you know about it, you probably know everything about it. I'm not going to tell you anything new, but if you didn't, well, here we go. It was the debut novel of William Gibson, first published in 1984, and is the first novel set in a trilogy of his making called the Sprawl Trilogy. This is book one, and then books two include Count Zero and Mona Lisa Overdrive. They share a universe that he first created in a short story or a novella called Johnny Mnemonic, which I first heard when the movie came out many years ago, which I haven't watched because in general the sci-fi genre is not really my thing. Now, something I wasn't aware of at the time of reading the novel, and this is a reread, I read this ages ago, years ago, it didn't stick in my mind, so when I was going through books I would never read my anti-TBR video, I decided to give this a second chance. The novel, as I said, I wasn't aware, was the winner of the Hugo, the Nebula and the Philip K. Dick award. It's the only novel to have won those three awards. And, if you take that as a guide, as a potential hint of things to come, it sounds really promising. So, what we have here is the setting is some sort of not quite dystopian, but sort of fairly technologically advanced, futuristic setting, where we start in the sprawl being these mega cities that have developed across the earth, and we are in Chiba City, which is somewhere in Japan, and we follow Henry Case, who is a computer hacker down on his luck because in a previous job he decided to break rule number one, as we all know from every drug dealing book or movie we've watched, that you should never steal from your boss. So he does exactly that. He gets caught, he is punished, and his neuro system is totally destroyed because in order to jack in or to connect to cyberspace, to this virtual data system that connects to the world, all basically the sort of internet computer system that connects the world. It's not just logging into a computer, you have to log in or connect with your sort of brain neuron system thing. It's just a whole immersive experience, and he cannot do it because they completely destroyed and blocked his neuroreceptors and anything to do with that. So basically, we follow Casey, our anti-hero. He's on a death spiral. He's a computer hacker, cannot do what he wants to do, so he's just trying to kill himself, type thing. He's on the hit list of a drug lord. Things are not looking good. Cue in mysterious person, Armitage, who promises to cure Case if he does one final job, isn't it? It's just like The Godfather.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
So, obviously, being the lifelong, dedicated, obsessed computer hacker that he is, Case says yes, and they cure his inability to connect to the Matrix, but in order to assure his compliance with the job, they put in some poison sacs in his brain that will eventually sort of break and kill him in time. So he has to complete the job in order to get himself. So they cure him, but they sort of do this sort of similar thing as well. So, he is invested in the job. Now, like I said, the setting is, I found it fantastic. The setting is great. It's this dark, gritty, futuristic world where, if you're not careful, if you're in the suburbs, in the low lives, you're prone to being kidnapped, being harvested for organs. People are enhanced. Humans are enhanced with microchips. We meet the character of Molly Millions, who is an enhanced assassin. I mean, she's got blades, kind of Wolverine style, and she's got enhanced sensors, and she's there to accompany Case in his mission of infiltrating the Matrix. And so I don't want to spoil the plot of the story, but like I said, just the setting I found really, really appealing. It's like a very dark world with organ traffickers, you being able to access sort of enhancing surgery in dark alleyways, these sort of under the radar clinics where you can have your body or your brain sort of messed with and stuff like that. So I find that world quite rich, and I actually wish that we got told a different story, because I realized why the story didn't stick with me. I found it very confusing. I maybe the style of writing, maybe the way the chapters are structured, I don't know. I found the story confusing. We start in Chiba, and in the beginning bit, I get it. Case is hired to do one last job, and this is happening, and he's got the poison sacs to ensure compliance. So I get that. And then we move to Turkey in order to do something, and then we move. We're talking about Sweden, somewhere else, the US. Then Case is traveling in some boat, but I don't know if it's a boat, or I don't know if it's a spaceship or something, with some Jamaican Rastafarians. And when he jacks into the Matrix, there's no clear distinction whether it's real world or the Matrix. I don't know. I just found the writing, the plot drive, confusing. The story is very much a story. It's plot driven. We get very, very little character development. Case is there to do a job, tell this story, and move on. He's not even the connecting character between the books in the Sprawl trilogy. It is actually Molly, the trained assassin lady, that accompanies him, and we get absolutely zero insight into her motivations or why she does what she does. Maybe in future books we get that, but I've got absolutely zero interest in pursuing the other works by William Gibson or in this world. I'm guessing, I'm assuming, the appeal of the story is that back in 1984, this is 1984, George Orwell, 1984, Gibson was quite relatively accurate, I suppose it's turned out to be over time, about his prediction on what this connected through computers world might be, and he poses questions about artificial intelligence. And one of the ideas explored in the book is that people can download their consciousness and continue to live in cyberspace. And obviously we're not there yet, but I am assuming that it is a possibility, or we're getting closer to that with Elon Musk and his Neuralink, and we're getting a lot closer to being able to enhance humans through technology. So it's a very interesting idea of sort of some kind of life after death. And the book also explores the idea of artificial intelligence and how there are rules and laws imposed on artificial intelligence in this world of the Sprawl, so that there is a limit to what these AIs can do and achieve. And in the book, Case is trying to hack the Turing laws that prevent AIs from getting together and exceeding the limits imposed on them. So I guess that all those ideas, if you are interested in this subject, are explored not to a great depth, but they are certainly interesting, and I'm sure that back in 1984 it would have been even more interesting as we were sort of just starting to open up to the possibility of a truly connected world. But I just cannot get past the fact that I found the story confusing. There are moments there where things are happening and I did not understand what was happening. I really didn't understand what was happening. And turns out there was some guy that could sort of create holographic projections. So I didn't understand. Someone was getting shot and killed, but then they are standing up. I don't know if I'm dealing with some kind of, fantastical, metaphysical thing, or is this all... I just found it confusing. I guess the book didn't tick for me. But what do I know? The only novel ever to have won those 3 awards, the Hugo de Nebula and the Philip K. Dick, as I said. So does winning those awards mean nothing, or is it just me and it completely went over my head? Possibly the fault lies with me. I don't think I could recommend this book, but I wish we got told a different story based on this setting. I really like the idea of these human organ harvesters, black market dealing thing. It's a bit like I had with the Vagrant trilogy. I think it was one of my very first ever videos for the channel, where I really disliked the story, but I really liked the world setting, and I think that some very interesting dark stories can be told there. And if someone has done that, please let me know, because I would be really intrigued. I don't really care for the sci-fi elements of it. I don't really care for the predictions of technology or the issue of human and technology interaction. That is not something that attracts my attention, but the potential for a sort of, mercenary style, or, human trafficking, some sort of Narcos type thing set in this futuristic world, does appeal to me a lot more than the story that we got told. But anyway, this is my take on William Gibson's Neuromancer. Obviously very influential on the Matrix trilogy movies. Some things are literally taken from the book into the movies, and very influential work. I'm not taking anything away from it. It just didn't resonate with me. It just wasn't for me. And in general, sci-fi is not something that appeals to me for reasons I don't know. Like I said, I care more about the human stories, not so much about the science element aspects of it. But like I said, anyway, this is all I have for today. This is my take on Neuromancer. Please let me know what I've missed. Please let me know if you've got an opinion as to why I've misunderstood the story, or if I got it just a case of me not really clicking with it. As usual, thank you ever so much for watching. Please, 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 if you haven't done so, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. Spread the message, spread the love, take loads and loads of care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.